Welcome to this Tuesday, December 5th Planning Commission meeting. We have one action item, and has everyone reviewed the minutes from last week or last meeting?
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes from last meeting.
I have a first
I'll second.
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Our only action item is the consideration for variance to side yard setback for a lean-to on side of house at 2301 South Baldwin Street.
Austin Murtha has requested a variance to the side yard setback of 5 feet required to a 0 foot. The property is medium-density residential. The applicant intends to build a lean-to next to the house on the property line. The property is described as Holes Ad Lot 1A, Block 1, Parcel ID 0165011011. And just for reference, variances in determining variance requests, the Board of Adjustments and Planning Commission Board must specifically address certain criteria when determining whether to grant or deny the variance request. This criteria stems from statute and city ordinance. The board must address the specific criteria in their oral and/or written decision. The variance criteria are special circumstances or conditions exist, such as exceptional narrowness, topography, or relaxation of zoning ordinances provides a quality benefit to the city and surrounding neighborhood. Strict application of the zoning ordinance would deprive the applicant of any reasonable use of his land, i.e. hardship. Mere loss in value does not justify a variance. There must be beneficial use of the land. The variance provides the minimum adjustment necessary for the reasonable use of land, and granting the variance is in harmony with the general purposes and intent of the zoning ordinance and will not be injurious to the neighborhood, detrimental to public welfare, or in conflict with the comprehensive plan. The applicant has requested the variance to allow for a lean-to be built on the site of his house while avoiding a tree stump that was lost during a fire. Title 18504 medium residential zoning setbacks require a 5-foot side setback. Staff fails to see hardship for the variance. A total of 19 landowners went out. 14 were returned, 12 with approval and 2 with denial. The denial letter stated there was concerns for another fire hazard. Signage was placed on the property on November 6, 2023. I also had a visitor from one of the neighborhood residents concerned the use might be used for the food truck that the applicant also uses. Staff makes a recommendation to disapprove due to lack of hardship. You will find in your packet the baseline surveying as well as the Menards packet for what will be built at that site. You will see the picture. The building already started. We did do a stop work order on that until a variance is either accepted or denied. The applicant is here if you have any questions.
How close is that to the neighbor's house gonna be?
Actually, a foot and a half to 2 foot away from my fence line, which after survey, I came to, oh, sure, I sure can. No worries. I was told after survey that my fence line is way on the other side of my property. It's the old Hoyle property, so it's been there since the beginning of Sturgis.
Do you know the distance between the neighboring structure and the structure you're building?
On the other side of my structure would be a dog pen and a patio before they actually even get to the house.
Like it was at the corner of the house, but it's in the mistaken.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a picture.
When I ordered that Menards, I backed away from my fence thinking that was the line that I had to go off of. You know, this is my first time doing it, so there's a few specifications I didn't quite follow. I did talk to the planning committee and they pulled this same picture up and pulled their little computer measurement, and I was told I should have plenty of room. It would be close, but I should have plenty of room. So I went to dig, I filed for my building permit, I got my building permit, so I started construction. When I had the holes dug, I called for them to come check the holes to make sure they were adequate, and that's when I found out I was on the line. Because everything had been issued, so I thought I was good to go.
My question is, why are you putting it on the side of the house like that instead of in the backyard where you have more room?
Because of the flooding that happens off of Celia Street, we've been dealing with that for many, many years. And I was even told that's been an ongoing process for the last 25 years, I think he stated. I have pictures of 4 inches of water running in one door of my garage and out the other directly to my house. I lost that tree when my garage burned down, and I lost 4 other trees on that side of my house for shade. So I thought, well, I'll put it over here, prevent the south sun from heating up my house. You know, there's a couple reasons why I put it there.
The garage, so the garage is gone.
The garage has gone down to cement slab, yes. And until I can afford to raise that cement slab to match my neighbor's garage that was built a foot higher than anything around it, it pushes all the water into my yard. And the neighbor's yard and the neighbors down from them also. And that was the safest place I could find it. You know, storage unit for, yes, some of my extra equipment, because I just started a new business here in Sturgis. So I thought, well, if I put it here, I can put my extra fridges, my picnic tables, keep them out of the weather for right now until I can build an adequate garage for my surroundings. And that, in that picture there, you can see that that wooden fence is actually my wooden fence that she has her dog kennel right up against. That's the fence I was going off of. Both of those fences are mine. And I thought with the gutter system that was designed would not prevent any water going into her yard or this and that. We can drain it out in my front yard.
Is there any other questions? From
What
the,
is this here, do you know?
I think that's that deck.
What's that?
Do you have a deck off the back of your house there?
The deck off the back of my house? No.
Can you go back to the site plan? This area, right here. Yeah, what is that?
That's just an awning. It's just a roof with a couple poles holding it up for some shade off the back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, it's an old carport is what it was. It's got 2 poles and just a roof. That's it. But all my water runs right to the back of that house, comes right through where my garage was, right down the steps, and fills up my backyard.
One of the concerns I have is if there is a fire,
It's metal, mostly.
but getting access because you're so close to the lot line. And looks like your other side of your house is right next to the other lot line, which it's been there.
Right. Yeah, yes.
But, you know, getting access in there on foot is gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, we've had that discussion in the past
With these.
with that, getting it too close. Any other questions?
Not really.
Is there anything from the public?
Wanna talk? He asked anything he said anything from the public, so.
Go ahead.
I'm Jennifer Compton. I'm a neighbor, 2300 South Baldwin Street. We live across the street in one house catty corner, and we just support our neighbors 100%. I mean, we look at their house all the time, and they're very articulate. And I do want to respond to the last comment, too. I mean, the lean-to is going to be open, so if there's foot traffic, there shouldn't be a problem. You know, it's opened. So I just wanted to say that on that account anyway, but we just support them 100%.
Sure.
And I did try and back it away from that fence so I could at least get a lawnmower through there, so I know there is a walking path that could be going between the fence and my, because I already planned, I was like, okay, from here, I can get a lawnmower in here just fine, take care of, well, now I know it's her yard, not mine, but I would still take care of it,
They're very
like I have been,
They're
yeah.
very articulate people too. I mean, I've not only been on the outside of their house, but inside, and they're very articulate, you know, and so.
Anything else? We have a motion on the table for this.
I'll make a motion to disapprove. I agree, I don't see a lack of hardship. So I would make a motion to disapprove.
Second.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to disapprove, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Then there's the annual reviews left on here.
Thank you, folks, for coming.
Thank you.
We have 2 annual reviews for this month. We have use on review for in-home daycare at, I'm sorry, that was a typo, 1901 Elk Road. No changes, no complaints. Permit will be renewed for another year. We also have a use on review for the FFL at 1309 Pineview Drive. No changes, no complaints. Permit renewed for another year.
That's everything. Do I have a motion to dismiss?
I'll make a motion to dismiss.
First? Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Have a good evening.